Hi everybody, it's Sandy Bacus here. Sandy B. Stitcher is my channel name. I would like to welcome everybody, new subscribers, old subscribers, and anybody who just watches and hasn't subscribed. I appreciate the like button being pressed, and I love to hear comments, read comments. So if you're moved to do that, I would appreciate it. Today is Monday, today is Tuesday. I'll get it right. Today is Tuesday, August 25th. This was my father's birthday. He passed away in 1990. And so he's been gone for a lot of years. But anyways, happy birthday to my dad. I've decided that rather than doing one video where I can show you everything, I'm going to break this up into some parts and then try to string them together and put that out maybe later in the week. So I will talk to you today about a few things and show you a couple of things. That way I can get those things put away and then pull out the other items that I want to show you. Life has kind of been in an upheaval here lately, and with this PMR, fatigue is a major issue, and so I'm trying to work with it, and I seem to keep falling further and further behind, not only with my stitching, but with everything around me. So I'm just going to have to work with it, and I hope that it's okay with you guys. Let's see. First of all, I'll start with a few life updates. I don't know. I thought I had a piece of paper with some stuff written on, and now I can't find it. But I do have a oh, maybe I do have it here buried underneath something else. Okay, let's see. First thing, I did receive the floss that Sarah was going to send me, my 208 for my pandemic that she offered to that she got for me at Hobby Lobby and sent to me. So thank you very much, Sarah. I'm not sure whether I think she does watch my videos, but I know that I see her stuff on Instagram. So sometimes I get a little confused as to whether it's both Instagram and my videos or one or the other, but thank you anyways. This is really appreciated and was a wonderful, kind gesture. Let's see. I wanted to let you guys know that as far as prayers, if you would like to request prayers, and some of you have, what I'm going to start doing is making a prayer list. Before, what I was doing is as soon as I found out that you needed a prayer, I stopped whatever I was doing and I would say the prayer then. And then sometimes later then I would forget to add that in again. And so I'm going to start a list, and so if you'd like to be on that list, if you want it just to be a one-time prayer, let me know that. If you'd like it to be continued, then I will continue with that. If you would like me to mention it on my channel so that others can also pray, let me know that, and we'll go from there. Okay, I've got some prayers to request today. It just seems like I said, everything's been in an upheaval. Stuff just seems to keep happening. You all know that my sister-in-law, Lori, has lung cancer, and she's still doing chemo, and she's still holding her own. But her husband, my brother Chuck, who is 14 months younger than I am, he took a bad fall, and apparently he tripped, and I don't know any of the details yet because of the COVID. I can't go see him, so I won't have details about exactly how he fell, but apparently he was walking and tripped and he fell and he broke his leg. And he broke the thigh bone. And I think he has some osteoporosis because I know I have osteopenia, osteoporosis, and I was treated for that for many years. And I know he was talking to me a month or so ago asking me about the Prolia injections that I had gotten because apparently they were suggesting that for him. And that's probably why his thigh bone broke. He had to have surgery. They inserted a rod into his leg, which also leads me to believe that he had some bone thinning, is why they would have put a rod in there. But anyways, he was in the hospital for a while, and then he was transferred to a nursing home for rehabilitation. And at first they had said a week's rehabilitation, but then when he went to the nursing home, they said he has to be quarantined there for 2 weeks because he was in the hospital and the possibility of COVID and all of that. And so he's been there, I believe it's a week today. So I guess he'll have to be there for at least another week. I guess he's doing okay, but nobody can go in and visit him. I guess you can go to the window, but, that doesn't make much sense. And it's quite a drive where he's at from my house. So I just told Lori I would wait until he gets home where I can actually see him and talk to him and stuff. So prayers for his healing would be appreciated. Also prayers to keep Lori going because she's really going to have a lot of work once he gets home because he's not going to be able to do much of anything. Also, I found out after the fact that my nephew, who is Chuck's son, Matt, had COVID, and he got over it okay. It was not a really, really bad case of it. He's in his late 40s. In fact, I think he will be, my daughter just turned 46. He will be 48 in September. But he's over it now. I guess he had it in July. And then, if that wasn't enough, yesterday morning, Bob took a fall and was bleeding profusely from the back of his head. He hit his head on an open door, and he had quite a cut, and took me quite a while to get the bleeding under control. And after I did, and I could really look at it, I decided that I'd better take him in and have it looked at because it looked like it was a little bit deep, and it was quite a long cut. It was maybe an inch to 1.25 inches, 1.5 inches. So, and it just kept bleeding. It wasn't bleeding profusely any longer, but it just continued to bleed. So I thought this is something that should get checked out. So first we went to the nearest place to us, which used to be an emergency room, and we didn't know that they had taken the emergency room out of there this year, I guess because of COVID. And so it's only an urgent care now. And we went in and they looked at his head and they told us that they felt that he should go to a regular emergency room. So got him packed back in the car and drove on over to Mercy Hospital and went to the emergency room there. And it wasn't really busy because we got there. It was just after 9 in the morning. And they took a look at it, and they decided that he was going to need some staples in it, and that that he needed a CAT scan just to make sure that everything was okay. And they did a bunch of blood work and they gave him some IV fluids. And it turned out that the CAT scan was okay. They said the only thing, they did his head and his neck area, and they said that his neck showed that there was some strain in the muscles there. That could have been from the fall, but his Parkinson's causes him to be bent over some, and it could just be from that, but they said it was just strain, so it would be okay. But no problems with his head. Pardon me. And the blood work all came back okay. So they put 4 staples in the cut, and then we got to go home. He was there all morning. He said it really doesn't hurt. Thank goodness. So he's not got a lot of pain or anything. But I had a talk with him this morning, and I kind of really laid down the law about the cane and the walker. I told him, I said, look at what happened to my brother. And, and he doesn't normally fall, but it was a freak. He tripped over something and he took a fall and he ends up with a broken leg. And I told Bob, I said, with this fatigue that I have, with this PMR and everything, I said, if I have to wait on you hand and foot, I said, I'll probably have to put you in a nursing home because I would not be able to take care of you. It would be too much for me. So I just really laid it on the line. And I said, I'm sorry, I know you don't want to slow down, but you have to. So he kept telling me I know, and I said, yeah, but you always tell me that you know. And I said, but then you go on and you do whatever you want. And I said, we can't have that anymore. And I guess I must have gotten through to him because since then this morning he has been using the walker in the family room. And then I told him put a cane by the steps because unfortunately we live in a split level home. So there are steps and, the walker would not be easy to take up and down the steps. So I said, use the walker when you get to the steps, use the cane, and then use the cane up here on this level. When you go back down, then use the walker again. And I said, if we find that we're going to need to have a walker on this level, we'll go buy another walker. No big deal. And he has several canes, so we have them in different places. There's always one in each of the cars, and there's a couple downstairs. So we'll make sure that we have a cane on every level so that he has it to use. And we'll go from there. And I told him, I said, right now he's been falling every single day, sometimes more than once per day. I said, we got to get this down so that he rarely falls. And hope that when that rare fall happens that, he doesn't break a bone or injure himself or cut his head open like he did this time. So prayers for his healing, prayers that he will listen to me and use the cane and the walker. I could use some prayers to help relieve some of this fatigue, and we'll just go from there. So that's my updates for the moment. Now I have a couple of things to show you in this segment. I did have it finish. If any of you remember from before, I had been stitching on the one I called Birdhouse, and it was from a magazine, and it's Vermilion Stitchery. Okay, what was her name? What's her first name? It's Giampa Vermilion is her last name. Vermilion Stitchery. Has nothing to do with where I live. But I finally got all of the back stitching finished on this. And I'm going to hold it in. as close as I can get it so that you can see that. There was a little bit of other little stitching in there that I decided it really didn't need, and I didn't put it in. Like it wanted to put like middles in the flowers, in some of those flowers, and I just decided that it was just good the way it was. This is a 16 count. And I forget the exact color of this. Rose petals, maybe? I'm not sure. But it's a hand dyed, and it's beautiful. And there are, because the magazine chart was very hard to read sometimes because it was a colored and on glossy magazine paper, I had looked to get this chart and actually purchased it. And when I purchased it, I found that they had 3 of these birdhouses together. But this was a difficult stitch for me because even the ones that they sold, the charts were hard to follow. So I doubt whether I'll do those other 2. They would be beautiful, the 3 of them together, but I have so many other things to stitch. I really doubt whether I will try to do those. In fact, at some point, I'll put those up for grabs and see if someone wants them. But there is a finish, and I haven't decided what I'm going to do with this yet. I was thinking maybe in a hoop, do it in a hoop finish. Maybe if I could find a hoop color that I like, or maybe a pillow. So I'll just have to decide. And I hope you all saw the short little video I did showing the pillow that I finished for my daughter. She really liked it, and she loved the fabric on the back. She thought that was really great. Okay, I have one more stitch to show you in this segment, and this is one that I got out to work on, but I just wasn't feeling it. And this is Frederick the Literate Dimensions Kit. And this has a ton of backstitch in it. And this is where it's at right now, and I didn't do a whole heck of a lot on it this time because I got it out and I started to put some stitches in it, and I just wasn't feeling it. I don't know if it's the brown fabric that, I told you I was having some problems with my eyes. I don't know if that was it or what, but I just did a little bit, and then I put it down. So I'm going to put it away, and I'll pull it out again another time. I think that I'm going to have to make sure that I have extra lights turned on. I do have this big light back here that I could turn on, as well as my light over here and my magnifier. So I may have to do that when I pull this out. So that's all that I have for this little segment. So I'm going to close out, and I'll come back in a day or two and add some more to this before I publish it. So for right now, love and hugs. Bye-bye.